In the brightly lit studio of the long-running daytime talk show Loose Women, the atmosphere shifted from the usual lively banter to something far more intense when guest panelist Dr. Sara Al Madani took her seat opposite veteran host Denise Welch. Dr. Sara Al Madani, known for her sharp intellect as an Emirati entrepreneur and her outspoken presence on reality television, arrived prepared to discuss modern relationships, cultural expectations and the pressures faced by women in the public eye. Denise Welch, with decades of experience sharing personal stories and challenging opinions, sat ready as always with her characteristic directness. What began as a conversation about authenticity quickly escalated when Dr. Sara Al Madani challenged the panel on the way Western media often portrays women from the Middle East, reducing complex lives to stereotypes. Denise Welch pushed back firmly, arguing that the show had always given space for diverse voices and that personal experiences should not be filtered through accusations of bias. The exchange grew heated as Dr. Sara Al Madani pointed to specific examples of past segments she felt had oversimplified cultural nuances, while Denise Welch insisted that open debate required thick skins and that no one was immune to scrutiny. Voices rose. The other panelists attempted to mediate, but the tension between the two women became the sole focus of the broadcast. Producers in the control room exchanged worried glances as the live audience fell into an uneasy silence. Viewers at home watched the confrontation unfold in real time, sensing that this was no ordinary disagreement. Dr. Sara Al Madani remained composed yet unyielding, detailing her own journey of building businesses from a young age and raising a child while navigating global expectations. Denise Welch countered with her own history of public vulnerability, including struggles with mental health and sobriety, emphasizing that the panel thrived on honesty rather than polished narratives. The fiery back and forth continued for several minutes, covering topics from feminism across cultures to the responsibilities of public figures, until the atmosphere felt charged with unresolved friction. By the end of the segment, the usual light-hearted tone of the show had been replaced by an undercurrent of conflict that left everyone involved visibly affected. Immediate reactions from the production team indicated that the intensity had crossed a line, and discussions about the guest appearance began almost as soon as the cameras stopped rolling. Following the heated on-air clash, the aftermath inside the Loose Women production offices moved swiftly and decisively. Senior producers reviewed the footage multiple times, noting how the exchange had dominated the episode and shifted the energy away from the planned topics. Concerns arose about the potential impact on the show's brand, which had long balanced bold opinions with a sense of sisterhood among the panelists. Denise Welch, known for her long tenure and deep connection to the program, expressed privately that the confrontation had felt personal in a way that disrupted the collaborative spirit of the panel. Dr. Sara Al Madani, on the other hand, maintained that her comments were rooted in genuine observation and a desire to elevate the conversation beyond surface-level chat. Internal meetings stretched into the evening as executives weighed the risks of inviting further controversy versus the value of authentic debate. Audience feedback flooded in through social media, with some viewers praising Dr. Sara Al Madani for her unfiltered perspective and others supporting Denise Welch for defending the show's established approach. The decision crystallized the next morning when producers informed Dr. Sara Al Madani that her guest appearance would not continue and that she would not be returning for any scheduled follow-up segments. The official communication framed the choice as a matter of maintaining the program's tone and ensuring all contributors felt respected within the format. Dr. Sara Al Madani received the news with a mixture of surprise and resolve, stating that she stood by every word spoken and that genuine dialogue sometimes required discomfort. Denise Welch later reflected in private conversations that while she welcomed strong opinions, the intensity of the exchange had left little room for the mutual understanding the show typically fostered. Behind-the-scenes staff members described the atmosphere as unusually tense, with several noting that such a rapid removal of a guest was rare even for a program known for lively discussions. The incident quickly became the subject of internal reviews aimed at clarifying guidelines for future guest interactions, especially those involving cultural and international perspectives. In the days that followed, the production team worked to restore a sense of normalcy, preparing subsequent episodes with carefully selected topics designed to reaffirm the show's core identity of supportive yet spirited conversation among women. News of Dr. Sara Al Madani's abrupt departure from Loose Women spread rapidly across entertainment outlets and social platforms, transforming a single television segment into a wider cultural talking point. Headlines emphasized the fiery nature of the exchange with Denise Welch and framed the removal as a dramatic response to unfiltered opinions. Supporters of Dr. Sara Al Madani argued that her comments highlighted important issues about representation and that silencing a voice after a single disagreement undermined the very openness the show claimed to champion. Critics countered that the intensity of the debate had overshadowed the intended purpose of the program and that producers had acted to protect the collaborative environment that longtime viewers expected. Denise Welch found herself at the center of renewed attention, with many recalling her history of candid revelations and her willingness to engage in robust discussion. Some online commentators accused her of intolerance while others defended her as a seasoned panelist who simply refused to accept what she saw as unfair characterizations of the show. Dr. Sara Al Madani used her own platforms to address the situation directly, explaining that her intention had never been to attack individuals but to challenge broader patterns she observed in media discourse. She spoke about the responsibilities that come with visibility, particularly for women navigating multiple cultural contexts, and the importance of allowing difficult conversations to unfold fully. The public reaction revealed deep divisions in how audiences interpret on-screen conflict, with some celebrating the authenticity of the moment and others lamenting the loss of a potentially enriching ongoing dialogue. Television analysts noted that the incident reflected larger tensions in daytime programming, where the demand for controversy often collides with the need for sustained viewer comfort. As clips of the exchange circulated widely, the original context risked being simplified into opposing camps of support. Both women continued their professional commitments, yet the shadow of the confrontation lingered, influencing how future appearances and statements were received. The broader conversation expanded beyond the specific details of the segment, prompting reflections on the boundaries of free expression within structured entertainment formats and the challenges of hosting diverse voices without losing control of the narrative. In the weeks after the incident, both Dr. Sara Al Madani and Denise Welch navigated the continuing fallout while returning to their respective careers with renewed focus. Dr. Sara Al Madani channeled the experience into her ongoing work as an entrepreneur and speaker, emphasizing themes of resilience and the courage required to speak uncomfortable truths. She appeared on various platforms discussing how public disagreements can become opportunities for growth provided they are approached with clarity rather than defensiveness. Her reflections often circled back to the value of cultural exchange and the necessity of allowing multiple perspectives to coexist even when they create friction. Denise Welch, for her part, continued her regular role on Loose Women, addressing the episode in measured terms during subsequent broadcasts. She acknowledged that strong opinions were the lifeblood of the show, yet stressed the importance of mutual respect as the foundation that allowed such opinions to flourish. Colleagues on the panel offered quiet support, recognizing the emotional toll that prolonged public scrutiny can take. Behind the cameras, production of decisions evolved, with greater attention paid to briefing guests more thoroughly on the expected dynamic and ensuring that sensitive topics received adequate framing. Viewers noticed subtle shifts in the tone of later episodes as the team sought to rebalance energy after the high-intensity moment. Industry observers remarked that the event served as a reminder of how quickly a single segment can redefine public perception of both individuals and institutions. Dr. Sara Al Madani's removal became a reference point in discussions about guest management and the limits of on-air debate. Meanwhile, Denise Welch drew upon her extensive experience handling personal and professional challenges, reinforcing her reputation as a durable presence in British television. The two women did not engage in further direct public exchanges, yet the memory of their confrontation continued to surface whenever questions of authenticity and conflict arose in media circles. Each carried forward lessons from the encounter, integrating them into their broader narratives of professional integrity and personal conviction. The longer-term impact of the confrontation revealed itself in the way both the show and the individuals involved adjusted their approaches to public discourse. Loose Women producers implemented refined protocols for handling high-energy debates aiming to preserve the program's reputation for honest conversation while reducing the risk of unresolved tension dominating an episode. Training sessions for the team focused on de-escalation techniques and clearer communication of boundaries before guests went on air. Audience metrics showed a temporary spike in interest followed by a gradual return to established viewing patterns as the immediate drama subsided. Dr. Sara Al Madani expanded her international speaking engagements using the experience as a case study in the complexities of cross-cultural dialogue within entertainment spaces. She highlighted how moments of conflict can illuminate deeper societal assumptions and encourage audiences to examine their own reactions. Denise Welch integrated reflections on the episode into her broader commentary on the evolving nature of daytime television, noting that the industry continually navigates the line between provocation and constructive exchange. Social media continued to host sporadic debates about the fairness of the outcome, with some users revisiting the original clips to argue for alternative interpretations. Academic and media commentators occasionally reference the incident when analyzing the pressures faced by female panelists and guests who challenge established norms. The event underscored the reality that television remains a powerful arena where personal expression meets institutional constraints and where the consequences of a single exchange can extend far beyond the studio walls. Both women demonstrated resilience in moving forward with their work, illustrating that professional setbacks or controversies need not define an entire career trajectory. Over time, the intensity of the original moment softened into a notable chapter rather than an ongoing crisis, allowing space for new conversations and projects to take precedence. The story served as a lasting example of how fiery exchanges on popular programs can spark wider reflection on representation, respect, and the responsibilities that accompany public platforms. Looking back on the entire sequence of events, the confrontation between Dr. Sara Al Madani and Denise Welch and the subsequent decision to end the guest appearance stand as a vivid illustration of the unpredictable dynamics inherent in live television. What began as an opportunity for insightful discussion evolved into a moment of genuine friction that tested the boundaries of the Loose Women format. The rapid response from producers reflected a prioritization of the show's long-term cohesion and the comfort of its regular contributors. For Dr. Sara Al Madani, the experience reinforced her commitment to speaking with clarity even when the reception proves challenging, and strengthened her resolve to continue advocating for nuanced representations of women from diverse backgrounds. Denise Welch emerged with her standing intact, continuing to embody the forthright spirit that had defined her many years on the panel. The wider public conversation that followed illuminated differing expectations about how conflict should be managed in entertainment contexts and how cultural perspectives can both enrich and complicate shared spaces. In the end, the episode became part of the larger tapestry of Loose Women history, a reminder that the program's strength has always derived from the willingness of its participants to engage openly while also recognizing when intensity threatens to overwhelm the collective purpose. Both women moved ahead with their professional paths, carrying the lessons of that day into future endeavors. The incident ultimately highlighted the delicate balance required to host authentic voices without sacrificing the sense of community that sustains a long-running series. As time passed, the details of the exchange settled into the collective memory of viewers and industry professionals alike, serving as a reference point for discussions about courage, accountability, and the enduring power of unfiltered conversation in the public sphere.